special. Ooh.
Well, aren't you just special? Hey, how's it going? It's JB Torres here. I want to just talk about a little bit. And whenever you mention Lizzo, it's never a little, okay? But I do want to speak a little bit about Lizzo and this story that came up on TMZ that just popped up on my radar. I really want to talk about it because it's interesting. You know, people talk so much about empowering individuals such as Lizzo, who has struggled with her weight and persevered through all these challenges to become, you know, a worldwide sensation. Let's not kid ourselves here. She's a celebrity. She's huge. She's no pun intended, but she's very big. She's a very big star. Anyway, so I'm looking at this story that's coming up. This story that's on TMZ. All right. It says, let's see. Lizzo sued by ex-dancers. Working for you was a nightmare. So, you know, you want to give people like this the benefit of the doubt. You really want to look at someone like Lizzo, who, you know, through all kinds of challenges, overcame these hurdles and became a celebrity. She became a superstar. Okay. And so you would think something like that would humble a person, but apparently, according to these dancers, she's anything but humble. So let's take a look at some of this. I'm going to read some of this to you. I think it's fascinating, really, and worth talking about because we live in a world where, you know, we want to talk about compassion. We want to talk about doing the right thing. And you know, we got to help our fellow person, yada, yada, yada. But someone like Lizzo doesn't seem to know that. She didn't get that memo. So Lizzo is a nightmare to work for behind the scenes, at least according to 3 of her former backup dancers who are suing for what they claim were awful conditions on the job. What might be an awful conditions to dancing behind her, okay? The singer is named as a defendant in a new lawsuit that was filed by 3 women who say they danced for Lizzo and her touring company between 2021 and spring 2023. So this is very recent, when they claim they were either unjustly fired or forced to resign due to unbearable circumstances. Now, I'm going to talk a little bit about some of these unbearable circumstances. Now, for whatever reason, you should never put somebody, especially an employee or somebody you contracted to do some job, to put them in a situation where they're not comfortable or where they feel like they're in a compromising spot. And so I'm just going to highlight some of these things that they were talking about. Let's see. Oh, yeah. So in docs obtained by TMZ, these individuals, I won't say their names, say they made it into Lizzo's orbit through her Amazon reality show, Watch Out for the Big Girls. Didn't see that. And after making the cut, they alleged they were subjected to a number of workplace violations, several of which amounted to sexual harassment, false imprisonment, and interference with prospective economic advantage, among other claims. This is pretty heavy stuff, no pun intended again. But the accusations are being hurled in different directions, including some aimed at members of Lizzo's management team, but pertains to her specifically. So I'm kind of just, you know, reading between the lines here. I don't know all the context behind, you know, leading up to this, but it appears as though Lizzo has put her dancers in situations that they just weren't comfortable with. And some of those include, and I think I was scrolling down here, I saw this in the they were talking about, during the Amsterdam, they were on tour in Amsterdam, apparently. They claim Lizzo goaded her dancers to touch the nude performers. So Lizzo made them all go to this nude review in Amsterdam, and supposedly made them go on stage and actually fondle some of the women, or the performers rather, and interacted with them in a very vulgar and explicit way. The dancers claimed they felt they had to do this in order to maintain their jobs. So they were put in a situation where they were not feeling it, man. They just weren't feeling this. And Lizzo's like, well, you got to do it or, you know, you're going to be out of here. And so, and that was a theme with Lizzo, apparently, is that she was constantly threatening them that they would get fired, or, you know, or they would be off the team or whatever. And so, and this was a way for her to manipulate them and to control them, according to these dancers. See, one dancer claims Lizzo was privy to an eating disorder she had and exploited that when she felt this dancer wasn't up to snuff, allegedly forcing her to talk about it. So now Lizzo is also psychologically terrorizing these poor women. And it seems like she's kind of a monster here, and in terms of, you know, the way she treated her dancers. And on top of all that, this is the real kicker. It says, these dancers claim they were constantly being stiffed on the money front, as well as having to constantly turn down other dancing gigs during pauses on the tour. They're suing for major damages. So not only did Lizzo subject these poor dancers to all these conditions and basically berating them and threatening them and forcing them to do things, she was also not even paying them right. And I'm sorry, but if you don't take care of your people are not going to take care of you. And that's just the bottom line. I could totally see Lizzo being this way. Come on. This oozes from her. This, I am now empowered. I'm going to make you pay, you know, literally and figuratively. So who knows? This is interesting to see how this thing plays out. But I've never been a fan of Lizzo. I think that I have no love lost for me, honestly, because I don't even care for her music or anything about her. But anyways, I'm curious to see what you guys think. Maybe you like Lizzo. Maybe you think she's fantastic. Maybe you love her music. Maybe you don't care that, you know, she's being accused of all these things. Maybe you think that she's still, in spite of all that, worthy of, you know, the high mantra of being a superstar. Let me know what you think. Drop a comment, share this video with others, and please, please, please do me that big favor and like this video. It means a lot, and it's just helping me grow, man. And I really appreciate your time. All right. Until next time, God bless. Peace.
New Kingdom Radio Theater.